Hi, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing amazingly well and that everything is going great. If it's the first time we are meeting, I am Layla. I'm passionate about health awareness and helping home based business owners take their business to the online platform. And I hope that every time you come here, you get tons of motivation, inspiration, and tips for you to go out, grow yourself, and grow your business as well. So today we're going to be talking about the truth about starting an online business. And it is interesting. And I think most of us will probably relate with what we're going to be talking about today. But stay tuned. Feel free to tag, like, and comment, and feel free to also share this video with anyone that you think might need this as well. If this is not the first time that we're meeting, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for spending your time with me as well. So we're going to be talking about three things, and the first thing is I'm going to be telling you a bit of my story and how I ended up using online and what I was expecting, of course. So the first thing is I started on this a few years back, and it was in a time that I always say something happens at a time that you get stuck and you need to unstuck yourself. So you will realize that a few things start coming up in your business or in what you're doing when you really don't know what else to do, and then there's a solution that comes right through you and speaks to your heart. So that is exactly what it was. I was already building my online business at that point, and my network marketing business. And at that point, it was a lot of home meeting and a lot of no shows. So doing work and trying to get to these hotel meetings and trying to get to people that don't really pitch to their commitments, it was really frustrating. And I knew that there was a better way to actually do it, because I had seen a few people talking about building their network marketing business online. So I decided to go search a little bit more, and then I came up with attraction marketing, and that's where actually my business turned a little bit. But the journey wasn't so linear when it comes to start to growing and start getting more people interested in what you're doing. And I think this was the first misconception I had, was that once I had everything, once I have a business online, then it's just going to turn and I'm going to become a millionaire in days, which was not the truth, because it does take a bit of time and it takes a bit of patience and persistence as well. So that's exactly how it all started, and in a nutshell, of course. And what were my expectations when I started? And I see that a lot of people actually do that as well. They come to me, they send me a message, and they're like, Layla, all I need is leads. That's all I need for my business. And I know that that's what's going to happen and my business is going to thrive. And it's not really like that. You want to have really good leads in order for those leads to then become really good customers and loyal customers as well. But there's a process that most of us have to go through. So then let's go to step number two, or what we're going to be talking about number two, is that when it comes to any business, being it online or belly to belly or just offline, it definitely still needs two exchanges to happen. It needs to have exchange for value and then exchange for money. So there is a place where someone is spending money and someone is receiving money. So that is really, really important for us to think about when we start thinking about why is my business not growing? Is it that I'm not having a solution? I'm not having a product that people are looking for? So always remember, any type of business, being it online or offline, it needs two things: someone that is spending money and someone that is providing value in order for that money to be exchanged. So the question that you should be asking right now is, the value that you're providing, are you talking it to the right people? Is it the right value that you're providing, or it's not? And if it's not, how can you actually tweak in order for you to start seeing some money coming through? So it's really, really important to have that concept and understand that concept as well. It took me a bit of time to understand, and I'm still learning every single day on how it actually works. Sometimes sometimes your value is going to be so amazing that it won't take so much time to actually get people to be part of your team or to start doing business with you. But always remember that there needs to be some exchange between value and money, value and money, value and money. And sometimes it will have to be a lot of value until you can get some exchange for money. And that is just part of what it was. So now let's get to the really meat part of this today. And it's that there is about 4 truths that we need to have in mind when it comes to an online business. And these are also some misconceptions that people actually have. And the first one I want to talk about is that everyone is your prospect. Of course, it is not the truth. Once you come online, this is actually the correct time for you to know exactly who is your perfect prospect. How can you connect with them? How can you speak to them when it comes to their pains? How can you bring the correct solutions to their pains? And how can you really connect with them? It's so important for you to think about that, especially because the internet is so noisy. There's so many people out there. How are you going to be able to differentiate yourself from the next person? And that is such an important concept, and it's something that you will keep changing as your business is growing, as you also growing as a person, and you will discover that your brand actually has a completely different angle, and that's okay. But the most important part is that you need to understand that you need to find out who are you serving and why are you doing what you're doing. So that's the first truth about online, is that not everyone is your prospect, not everyone is going to be your customer. You really need to be specific, and you need to understand how are you going to be connecting with them as well. Truth number 2 is that it's a get rich quick scheme, which is not. And as I was just giving an example now that a lot of people say, all I need is leads. Once I get leads, I know I'm going to be able to get the most people to buy. And once I have a funnel that is proper, people will be coming to my business left, right, and center. That is not the truth. This is not a get rich quick scheme. It is skills that you'll have to learn. It is actually a really interesting learning curve, depending on where you are as your business. Are you starting a new business? Are you trying, or are you expanding an existing business? How does it actually look? Do you already know who are your perfect prospects? Do you already know what are their pains? And you've already been talking to them about it. But to understand that online business, it's a learning curve. I remember when I first started, I really needed to change my mindset. And there were concepts that I couldn't really understand then that now I understand. There were type of terms that we were using or people were using back then, and I couldn't really understand, but now I understand. So it is like learning a completely new curriculum, and you have to be patient, you have to be persistent. But the most important part, or the big difference, is that here you can learn while you earn. So you can learn and then put it into action and start seeing the results, which is a bit different from the rest of the world. But understand that this is not a get rich quick scheme. You need to be patient, you need to be persistent, and you need to understand exactly what you're doing and who are you serving and why you're doing what you're doing. Misconception number 3, or truth number 3, is that everything is automated. I will never, ever, ever have to speak with anyone as long as I have a running funnel and people will be coming in and out. Part of it is truth, and I believe that I still see some sales coming from things that I can't even remember that I've done for some of the videos that have been here 600 videos later. Some people still go back and look at everything else that has been on this page. So it's really, really important for us to understand that it is a learning curve, and not everything is automated. There is going to be a place of getting to automation, but before that, and even now, I still believe that the best relationships that I've had, the best business partners that I've had, they've always been like through Zoom calls, through WhatsApp calls, and that is important. You always have to remember that there's another person on the other side of your computer, of your tablet, iPad, or your phone, that this is still a relationship building business. Once you go online, actually one of the best things that you can do is still connect with the people that are giving you a thumbs up, with your tribe. Make sure that you get some of them on Zoom calls and coaching calls. It's really, really nice. And I can't even stress even more how it is so good to get that human interaction, and the feedback and the reviews that you get, they're really, really good. So be really mindful of that yes, your business is online, and yes, it will become automated, but if there is a space for you to connect and interact, it's really, really, really makes a big difference. So making sure that you hop in some Zoom calls or whatever app you use best for your business, then make sure that you do that, because people want to know that this person really cares about me and really cares about my success. And that is all actually that there is. People want to know how much you care for them and how much you care for their business, rather than just you're after that commission. So really, really important to know that. And the fourth one is that people believe that once you go online, the only thing you need is a working website. And it's not true, right? It's not true, because so many people don't have websites, or let me say, they don't have websites in the traditional idea of having a website. Most people now have or some people, not most, but some people have funnels that work like a website. So there's a big difference, and it would take me a whole bunch of time to try and understand. But I just want to go back to number one, where we spoke about that you still need to create relationships, right? So even having a website, if your website is not attractive, if you don't drive traffic to your website, if people don't understand what's going on, then your website, that it's really not meaningful. So having a website is definitely a really good place for you to have your content, and it's a safe place, and it's something that you can control. But there are other things that have to happen before, and having a website is not the only thing that can make you grow your business, right? There's other things that have to be in place for you to be able to make your business grow. So number five, I think it's number five. Yes, number five is that you need to educate yourself. And there is Frank, I can't remember his surname, but his quote says that the more you learn, the more you earn. And that's exactly what it is. Many people believe that once they start seeing some success and they start being successful, then when they start growing greater teams, they don't have to learn anymore. But the one thing I've learned as well is that doing online, it is a place where it's constantly pushing you to change yourself and to change the way you see things. It's constantly pushing you to see, okay, this trend is not working anymore. You're always doing trial and error. So that is something amazing. So making sure that you are someone that stays and understands that internet and online moves and changes all the time, and you have to be able to rearrange and relearn, then you're going to be fine. So if you want to be successful in an online business, and I believe in any business, anything in life, you have to be able to continue to have this continual growth, that you become a better person than what you were yesterday, that you can provide better work or better value for what you provided yesterday. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm really grateful for having you here. And Tete T, I see you there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm really, really grateful for having you. So I'll see you all again tomorrow, and have a beautiful evening and have a beautiful day. Bye.